All right, we're rocking and rolling live here. Semen Retention Soldiers, thanks so much for joining in on Thursday night's live stream. We're going to be talking about how to be more charismatic. Now, why do you want to be more charismatic? More charismatic people know how to get doors open for them where doors close for more people. More charismatic people, whether you are a salesperson, whether you want to get a date tonight, whether you want to get your wife, your long-term relationship to re-spark its passion, whether you're on the spiritual path and want to share spiritual knowledge with others, whatever it is that you're doing in this life, if you can enhance your charisma, you're going to notice that opportunities come towards you. All right, let me just check in here. First of all, if you guys are here live with me, say what's up in the chat box. If you're watching the recording, say what's up in the comments. Let's just get right into it. Let's rock and roll. Let's not waste time. All right, number one aspect of being more charismatic is to embrace imperfections. Most people have a negative mindset unconsciously. They see themselves in a negative light. They see themselves in where they lack. They see others in where they lack. And overall, they have a negative point of view. And that's unfortunate because what ends up happening is they become uptight over time. And over time, they stop allowing people into their world. Nobody trusts them anymore. Nobody allows them to be, they don't allow people in. Why? Because they've become so uptight, so scared, so judgmental, so skeptical. And mainly because they haven't embraced imperfection. The reality is nobody is perfect in this life. None of us are perfect. We all have imperfections. Our perspectives are all imperfect. And many of our attempts for perfection are met with failure. Very few times, once in a blue moon, do we hit the mark exactly as it's supposed to be. This is the nature of this material world. But when you become the person who embraces imperfection, when you become the person who opens up to imperfection and allows your own imperfection, so therefore you become vulnerable, you open up to others, vulnerability becomes an aspect of who you are. What you do is you give others permission to also be vulnerable. And this makes you highly attractive. It makes you also relax, which allows your natural personality to shine through. It allows you to come alive in a situation. You're not going to be like, remember, everybody else is going to be in their heads thinking about themselves and trying to show up perfectly, trying to show the perfect mask. But when you show up for real, this is who you are, embracing all your imperfections and therefore embracing other people's imperfections, then naturally there's a more relaxed energy. And with a more relaxed energy comes more charisma, more swag, more style, more of you gets to show up. And trust me, nature didn't leave you out. One of the biggest misconceptions that I want to debunk about charisma is that, oh, people with charisma are just better or more somehow more advanced, or people with charisma just got it and I don't got it. Now, yes, it is true that some people are born with a natural charismatic flavor or quality to them. But it is true that everyone can develop, everyone has some levels of charisma, and that charisma can be enhanced and developed through these steps. Step number one, embracing imperfection. All right, step number two, asking intriguing questions. A lot of people think that to be charismatic means you have to talk a lot. You have to entertain or woo the crowd through your words. Actually, charismatic people ask really interesting questions. They don't ask the mundane question, so you meet someone, so what do you do for a living? No, they ask something like, so tell me what your passions are in life, or tell me what you've got on the what you're interested in your life. what they do is they ask interesting questions. They throw people off the patterns in which they're used to, and that's why they're perceived as charismatic. They're perceived in this way. Charismatic people are perceived as being charismatic because they throw people off their usual mundane pattern. And that's largely to do with step number one. They've embraced their own imperfection. So one thing that's going to throw anybody off their pattern is when someone shows up who's willing to show up for real and not wear the prim and proper mask that we all have worn in this politically correct society. The man who goes against the grain, the man who speaks his mind, who isn't afraid to be a man, the man who still holds his values or has a mind of his own and doesn't just go along with the audience or the crowd just to please anybody. He's going to have interesting things to say, and he's going to ask interesting questions of others. He's going to throw people off their pattern. And that's what you want to do. You want to learn to throw people off their pattern so that you become memorable. Oh, this ain't like meeting some regular person. When I met John, when I met Tony, when I met, whoever, right? It wasn't like meeting anybody else. And so, one, you got to embrace your imperfections so your insecurities don't stand in the way of you showing up fully. And two, you want to interrupt the pattern of people by asking interesting questions, having interesting stories to tell, sharing interesting facts, or being almost uncomfortably comfortable, where the person is like, wow, this person is so comfortable in their own skin that it kind of shows me how I'm uncomfortable, but it's intriguing. It creates a little bit of like, the people want to be drawn into you because you're so secure within yourself and you're interested, genuinely interested in them, genuinely interested in their story. Ask them questions where they get to share their story and they'll be very attracted to you. So step number one, embrace imperfection. Step number two, break the patterns, ask interesting questions, tell interesting stories, and be yourself. Step number three, praise others. One of the ways that the world has unconsciously developed as a way to relate or to connect with each other is to criticize or gossip about somebody or something else, whether it's in the news or whether it's in, did you know? We found that it's easy to relate to negatives. But here's a secret that you should know about that. As you speak, so are you perceived. So when you speak of ills, when you speak of gossip, unconsciously, you become unattractive to people because they're like, even if they agree with you, they're always a little bit like, there's always an unconscious like, yeah, but I associate you with what you're saying. So if you're saying negative things about someone, if you're a usual conversation person, meaning your conversation lives in gossip and small topics and are unimaginative, then they associate that with you. So you want to do the opposite. You want to be praising others. You want to be the person that kind of picks others up, points out the good qualities in others. You meet someone and you say to someone else, wow, did you see that? Wow, did you see how awesome that person's dressed? Or, man, did you meet Mary over there? Because Mary's so sweet, she's so kind. Or did you meet Jeremy? Jeremy is a fantastic guy and he's got amazing ideas. You start to think and connect others and praise people, lift people up. And then people perceive you as charismatic and attractive because they associate you with someone who's adding life to others, someone who's lifting people up. You become a positive, memorable force in their mind. And so they make you charismatic, and you become charismatic because Naturally, when we praise, we come more alive. We are, in a way, we are designed to worship or designed to praise. When we do it, notice it. If you practice for one full day, simply saying positive things about other people and the situations you come across, you will feel tremendous, and you will notice that you feel more alive and vibrant, and you will be more charismatic in the world. There will be an aura around you. Number one, embrace imperfection. Number two, break patterns, ask interesting questions, have interesting stories. Number three, praise others. Be someone who picks up, praises, and points out the good and positive things that others are doing. You'll become highly attractive. Number four, make eye contact. Too many guys right now walk around like this. Too many people right now are walking around like this. Too many people. It's so easy to be charismatic in a world where everybody's absorbed in technology. Make eye contact, but don't be uncomfortable. So here's a nice little trick to help you do this. First of all, when you meet somebody or when you're talking to someone, consciously look at their eyes to the point where you can tell what eye color they are. Oh, they've got blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, hazel eyes, you know? Notice their eyes. And to do that, you'll have to kind of gaze into their eyes. It's a little uncomfortable at first because people aren't used to being that vulnerable, and the eyes are the windows of the soul. When you open your eyes to someone and gaze and into their eyes, there is a connection that can be made. Now, oftentimes people will break that connection because they feel vulnerable, uncomfortable, but the charismatic will there look. Now, you'll feel that uncomfortability and you want to respect that. So look long enough and deep enough so that you can tell what eye color they are, and then you can break eye contact. And then when you come back and you want to hold eye contact for a long period of time, a trick is to do it for longer periods of time is to look at their eyebrows. From their perception, it'll look like you're looking at them, but for you, you won't feel the uncomfortable energy if you're not used to it because you'll be looking at their eyebrows. And then mimic them. If they are standing open, stand open. If they're standing a little bit back, respect it. Notice, talk with your body. 7% of communication is words. 33% is tonality, vibe, and expressions. And 60% is energy. So that's why number three is so important, that you're constantly praising. Because when you constantly praise, you're constantly in a positive vibe. And when you're in a positive vibe, people will feel that off of you. You're embracing your imperfections. You're asking interesting stories. You've got a positive vibe, so you're adding to people's life by uplifting. And you're making eye contact, and you're noticing details. You're talking with your body language. You're showing your hands, which means your trust. You're not closed off. Your hands aren't in your pocket. If you're at a desk, put your hands here or there on the, on the table. Let your hands be seen so people can actually unconsciously, it's a way to be like, yes, I trust this person. When someone's hands aren't seen, and especially when you first meet them unconsciously, it's like, And then lastly, for men, if you want to enhance your charismatic qualities, practice semen retention. Regulate your ejaculation to maximum 1 per month. Now, if that's daunting for you, if you're listening to this and you're tuning in and you're going, holy smokes, okay, semen retention. First of all, why the heck would I practice? Why would I retain my semen? How does retaining my semen help me become charismatic? Let me explain, just in case you don't know, or you may be connected to my channel. My channel is a semen retention and sexual alchemy channel. Semen retention is the practice of retaining our semen for long enough periods of time where the body then reabsorbs and circulates all of that semen throughout the body. Now, why is that important? Because that's important because your semen contains all the best proteins, enzymes, and nutrients. Nature's definition of success for a man from a biological level is to ejaculate and produce children. That's why sex must be mastered if you want to be charismatic, and sex must be mastered if you want to be successful to at least certain levels and heights. By learning how to have non-ejaculatory sex, first of all, you can, I mean, I'm not going to get into this video, but subscribe to the channel. And I got a ton of videos and content on non-ejaculatory orgasms, full body orgasms. I'm going to be releasing a whole series on Tantra that I hope you become masterful lover in the bedroom, please your partner, and experience deeper pleasures of intimacy and sex. Even in a long-term relationship, you can expand and have a wonderful sex life with these practices, techniques, and knowledge. So, semen retention gives a man a tremendous amounts of energy and sexual charge, because what happens is, as you retain your semen, at around 7 to 10 days, nature goes, hey, you're not letting your semen go. You're not making babies. So therefore, I need to help you out. This is nature, the body talking to you, saying, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to make you more of a man so that you become more attractive to the feminine energy, or to women and to the feminine energy, so that you have a better chance of procreating. So what your body does is, when it starts to reabsorb the semen, it also stimulates the testicles and the testes on the glands on the testicles, which then produce more testosterone. Some of my students have experienced up to 150% in testosterone growth within 60 to 90 days of training on semen retention and sexual alchemy practices. Right now, Big Pharma is handing out testosterone boosters like it's, like it's candy on the street. While the real problem is that men are addicted to porn and constantly ejaculating and unable to control themselves. And look, I'm not anti anything. I'm not telling you that you got to be a saint or a monk. I'm telling you, you could be a powerhouse and have an amazing sex life and retain your semen and get all these wonderful benefits physically and psychologically. Now, if you're a spiritual practitioner and you're looking for the transcendental experiences and higher levels of meditation, semen retention is a must. But then, of course, you're also talking about transcending sexual experiences as a whole. Now, I teach semen retention on all levels, meaning if you want to be a monk, I'll connect you with some monks, but I'm teaching semen retention for the modern man. I'm a sex guru and the Semen Retention Army general for the modern man, the man who's working, the man who's got a wife, the man who's single, the man who's dating, the man who wants to be empowered. He wants to make money. He wants to have a successful career or business. The man who wants to excel in his workouts or in his athleticism, get the extra edge in life. That's who I'm helping. And semen retention is the way to do it. And it naturally enhances your charisma, because when your testosterone is stimulated by nature's design, testosterone is a masculine, it's what makes us men. So what our testosterone stimulation does is it enhances our masculine qualities. So men start experiencing deeper voice, brighter eyes, brighter skin, thicker hair, chest hair. They've noticed that they have more motivation, drive, brain fog clears. They're on point. They're on task. Why? Because you're literally becoming more masculine. And because you're more masculine, you become more sexually charged, more attractive. Now, if you're depleting that to porn and masturbation, you're losing all of that evolution, all of that growth. And now think about it. Most of guys, once I started ejaculating, it was once a day, since I've been 10, 11, 12 years old. It's on, you know what I mean? So no shame, no guilt, no regret. But you got to recognize that when you're depleting your semen, you're constantly releasing prolactin in your system. Prolactin stifles testosterone growth. So you're literally stifling your own sexual evolution, your own charge. And because you're stifling your own masculinity, you're stifling your natural, charismatic, attractive qualities. Now, there's a ton of benefits to semen retention in case you're brand new to the concept. So I invite you to subscribe to my channel, start, doing a little bit of binge watching. I got a ton of videos on the subject, and you could see all the reasons and the science and the metaphysical studies and the spiritual studies and the scriptures. Hey, man, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for those watching live right now. I appreciate you. Say what's up in the chat. Again, if you're watching the recording, I go live every single Thursday. Actually, next week, I'm doing a live talk. So I won't be live on YouTube. So it'll be a couple weeks break. Plus, we got videos, right now the channel's releasing about 2 to 3 videos a week. And I plan on keeping it up. And quite honestly, as the Semen Retention Army grows, we're going to turn it up even more as our resources expand here and our army grows. And if you're thinking, what the heck is the Semen Retention Army? I'll explain that in a sec. Let's get back to the lesson. Semen retention develops your natural masculine qualities by stimulating your testosterone, circling the best proteins, enzymes, and nutrients. This literally stimulates you as a man. When you add the other steps plus semen retention, charisma is going to ooze from you. You will become attractive, not just to women or, if you're gay and you're attracting a partner or you're bi, whatever, just things, you're like a magnet. Your aura, don't be ridiculous. Not everyone's going to be attracted to you. No matter what, you could be the most attractive person on the planet and still some people are be like, nah, not my cup of tea. So don't try to be everybody's cup of tea. The key to being successful, to being free, to being yourself in this world is to be you 100%, unapologetically you. Be where you're at, accept where you're at, be inspired by those that you want to be like. Don't compare yourself, be inspired, and then work every day towards that life. It's actually quite simple. Success in this life is quite simple, but you got to man up. And you man up through self-control and discipline. And there's no greater self-control and discipline practice on the planet than semen retention. So let me recap these 5 steps that you want to take on how to be charismatic. Step number 1, embrace imperfection. Embrace yours and you'll naturally embrace everybody else's. Most people are so judgmental. Most people are so critical that if you're simply someone who accepts people as they are without trying to change them, my goodness, they will naturally give you influential power. They'll naturally feel connected to you. Step number 2, break the pattern. Don't be the usual. Hey, how you doing? Good. How are you? What'd you do yesterday? How's the weather? Oh yeah. Don't be that person. Break the pattern of people. Have interesting questions. Have interesting stories. If you're not good at that, rehearse it. Write a few stories down that you tell over and over again when you meet new people. No shame in that. You got to plan to be successful. You got to plan to be, a star. Meaning, it's like if you want people to be attractive to you, or you're trying to do something in the world, then you have to plan on being attractive. You have to shine bright. And that comes with intention. It doesn't happen accidentally. Hey, what's up, Maximiliano? Retain your seed. Absolutely. Anand, what's happening, brother? Gary, hey, good to see you, brother. All so true, brother. Semen retention has skyrocketed my energy levels. Yes, sir. So you want to have interesting things to talk about. You want to break people's patterns so you become memorable. Once you're memorable, they'll interpret you as charismatic. Don't try to be charismatic. Just let others think you're charismatic. Embrace imperfection. Break people's patterns by asking interesting questions or sharing interesting stories, having interesting things to talk about, not the same old, same old. Be willing to stretch the boundary of people's conversations, especially in this over politically correct world, this woke world that ain't woke at all, right? Be that guy. Number 3, praise others. It's easy to criticize. It's easy to fall into gossip. Be the person that points out good qualities. Be the person that uplifts. Be the person that gossips in a positive way. Hey, did you hear about how Josh is? Man, he's killing it on his business. Wow, I'm so proud of that man. Why? Because unconsciously, people associate you as someone who is emanating a positive vibe, and therefore that becomes attractive, and they interpret it as charismatic. Number 3, make eye contact. You got to be solid in yourself so that people are comfortable. You have to become so comfortable in your own skin that other people feel comfortable in their skin when they're in your energy field. And remember the little trick that I told you. How do you make eye contact so it's uncomfortable? So it's not uncomfortable, excuse me. Just look deeply enough and gaze into their eyes. Let it be a little uncomfortable so that they remember you. They're like, wow, that person really looked at me. Most people aren't looked at anymore. So when you're that guy that does a little bit of a gaze, a little bit deeper than just the surface, and all you have to do is look deep into their eyes enough so you can see their eye color and notice it. So make a conscious effort. Oh, they've got blue eyes, they've got green eyes, they've got brown eyes, they've got hazel eyes. You may even make a comment. Wow, you've got some really nice eyes. Thanks. Then you can break eye contact. And then when you come back, look at the eyebrows. It'll make it look to them like you're looking into their eyes, but it won't feel as tight. Energetically there. Now, the more you're comfortable with yourself, you just look at their eyes and you just draw them in with your eyes. But you want to be really solid. But that's what my soldiers learn how to become, solid. Semen Retention Army soldiers, those who do the practices, do the accountability, working with me every day inside of our groups, keeping you motivated. You become solid in yourself. Semen retention does that for you because when you're busting your seed all the time, when you're busting your nut all the time, what ends up happening is you're fragmenting your energy. So all of a sudden you become fragmented. You're the guy who starts a project but can never finish it. You're the guy who has a lot of ambition but doesn't have the energy to see it go fulfilled. That's the symptoms of busting your nut. When you're holding on to semen, man, you're circling all that energy through your body. Your body on the physical level is absorbing all the strong nutrients, repairing your cells, vibrating at a higher level. That's starting to emanate through your energy. If you're practicing sexual alchemy, you're circulating that energy. You're learning to move it through your body. You're learning to become masterful in the bedroom, which is good. Like me, one of the reasons I'm so confident is because I know I'm good sexually. I know I can rock a woman's world. I'm not like sleeping around or anything. I have a wife. I'm just saying that because though I know because our sexual performance and our confidence at an unconscious level are highly interlinked. So that's why I want men to become so sexually confident, so that you're confident in all areas of life, and then your charismatic qualities will naturally come out. And then boom, semen retention. Semen retention will help you achieve these qualities by nature's design. So while most personal development trainers and coaches work with you at a mental level, I work with men at a bodily level. This ain't a software upgrade. This is a hardware upgrade. Most coaches out there, they try to change you at the mind, right? They try to change your software. Me, through semen retention, I change you at the hardware level. We need to make you more of a man. We need to reduce body fat. I've been on this journey, of reducing my body fat, holding my semen, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, learning to have tantric sex, learning to please my partner, learning to embrace my sexuality, learning to free myself from guilt or shames, but at the same time being responsible. It's not about going and banging everybody. It's about quality and learning how to use that energy to create a dynamic life experience. You're saying, please read my comments. All right, I try to read most of the comments on the channel and keep up as best I can. All right, guys, I'll recap quickly. Number 1, embrace your imperfection. Number 2, pattern interrupts. Number 3, praise others. Number 4, look at people in the eye. Notice their eye colors. Keep eye contact. Break and then keep it back, but look people in the eye. And number 5, semen retention, so that you don't just do a software upgrade at the mental level, you do a hardware upgrade at the cellular level. And when you upgrade yourself at the biological level, naturally your biology and your psychology are going to go hand in hand, right? And this is very practical. I'm not even going deep into it. Look, when you look good, you just feel better. When you've got more energy, you feel better. You've got no problem approaching someone when you've got energy and feeling good and cracking a joke and pushing the boundaries of conversations. But when you're low energy, you're full of shame and guilt, you're doing a bunch of things that you know you don't want to be doing, so you're working against your own self, all of that stuff begins to weigh you down, and it begins to, become stir up into other issues and problems and challenges. So we want to cut that at the root, and the root of it is your sexual energy. All right, my brothers, remember, next week I won't be going live because I'm going to be doing a live talk in my hometown, but I'll be back in 2 weeks with another live training. Make sure you subscribe, get notified. I got a video coming out for you on Saturday. I got another one, I think, scheduled for Tuesday. So we're getting into a rhythm of Tuesday, a release, Thursday, a live, Saturday, another video release. And we're growing out our Semen Retention Army. We got soldiers right now from all around the world. I got room for 200. I've designed a system. So let me explain. For those of you, first of all, that want to maybe work a little further, do the semen retention thing, learn a little bit more. Register for my upcoming webinar, Sex Mastery 101. I'm doing Sex Mastery. This is my signature webinar. I'm doing this Saturday coming up. If you're watching the recording, just register up for the next one. I'll leave the links in the description below. And I'm just popping it in. Boom, there it is for the guys who are here live. For the guys on the recording, it's in the description. Sex Mastery 101. I'm going to be showing tantric techniques to last as long as you want in the bedroom. I'm going to be sharing with you the microcosmic orbit, how it works, and how you could transmute your sexual energy so you still have an awesome sex life and rock the bedroom, last as long as you want, have non-ejaculatory orgasms, and never lose a drop of semen. I'm going to be talking more about the science behind semen retention. So if you're new to if you're new to semen retention, or you haven't dove deep into like how does it really all work, then this webinar's for you. So that's the first thing. It's a free webinar. Come join me there. The second thing I want to talk to you guys about is the Semen Retention Army. So I'm the general of the Semen Retention Army. What that means is my duty is to train up 250 guys over a year. So I work with you over a year, all my soldiers, at least 1 year. You could be longer, but it's a 1-year commitment where you get access to an entire 27 video training program, 27 videos training program that shows you all the meditations, the breath work, the muscle control, how to do non-ejaculatory orgasms, how to experience different types of orgasms, how to last as long as you want in the bedroom. I'll leave a link. You can read all about it and see the curriculum. All right. It's a full training program with a year-long coaching and accountability system where I'm working with you on helping you retain your semen. I'm helping you develop yourself as a sexual alchemist and learn to become a powerhouse in the bedroom, as well as implement sex magic, where you're taking all that energy and vibration that you're creating and learning how to consciously put it towards your goals. I've taken my decade as a life and business and sales coach and fused goal-setting techniques and personal development strategies as a coach and motivational strategies with semen retention and created the Semen Retention Army. It's blowing up right now. The guys are having tremendous amounts of success. You work in battalions of 10. So we've got, for my Hare Krishna friends, we've got a Hare Krishna battalion of 5 guys. So we're looking for 5 more. So if you happen to be in the Hare Krishna, because a lot of Hare Krishnas follow me, connect with me. You can reach out there. And we got room in the Spartan battalion, and then we're starting another one. So anyways, there's still a lot of room, but the army as a total can hold 250 people. So here's the deal. I'm offering a 2-week free trial so that you could come in, for those of you who want, and check out the Army. All right. You can get access to all the program. You're going to get a one-on-one coaching session with me. You're going to get your accountability sheet and tracker. You're going to get introduced to some of the other guys and some of the other guys in the troop. And that way you've got 2 weeks to come in, test it out, work with me, and then commit for the rest of the year. All right. Not only am I giving you 2 weeks because I really want you to do this. All right. I'm trying to make it sexy for you so that you're like, I got to do it. All right. Yes, I'm trying to sell you. Why? Because I know how much this is going to transform your life. It's like any guy who does this is just having so much success. It's like, it's hard not to get excited and share it. So I just left the link for the guys who are here live. And again, the guys watching the recording, it'll be in the description. Use the coupon code YouTube and you'll get 25% off the registration. All right. So it's a couple grand for the year for the membership, or it's $200 a month if you break it out. So it's $2,400 if you break it out. It's $2,000 for the year. You don't pay for 2 weeks. So you get 2 weeks to try it out. And if you use the coupon code YouTube, you get 25% off of that. All right. So ton of incentive. You got a free webinar to come check out more. You got 2 free weeks. You got tons of resources here, fellas. Semen retention changed my life. Every aspect continues to change my life. I want it to change your life. So I want to thank you so much. Thanks, Anand. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay connected with me. Connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all that kind of stuff. Just go up on the, what do you call it? The banner at the top. And you could, they've got the social media links there. And I got some, smarter marketing people helping me out. Clearly, I know semen retention stuff. All the rest of the business stuff I'm learning, but we're doing really well. We launched this program out, and like I said, it's just filling up, and guys are referring other guys and stuff. It's awesome. So, anyways, there's some resources. Leave questions and comments below. I'll see you guys on the Saturday's video premiere, Tuesday's video premiere. I won't be live next Thursday, but I'll be live again 2 weeks from now. I love you, sending you all my blessings and well-wishings. Happy retaining, my friends. Semen retention soldiers, I'm out.